the name of Jesus. Father, we thank you for those that are not yet here that are supposed to be here. Father, we thank you because you're going to bring them online and no problem will be encountered again. In Jesus' name I've prayed. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much for that wonderful opening prayer. So next we move to guidelines for this meeting. So I think, Simeon, we have a slide for that. Just move us down to that slide. So please, anywhere you're joining us from this meeting, please kindly mute your mic when you're not speaking and raise up your hands when you're speaking, when you want to speak. You can always use the chat button when you want to make a suggestion, and ensure that even when using your headset, you can still hear alarm from maybe fire alarm from your environment, just situational awareness. Be sure that you still know what is happening around you and always stay safe. Thank you very much. So next is the opening remarks by the section chair.
Okay. So thank you, Marianne, for the introduction. Really appreciate it. And hello, I hope you can hear me. Hello, can someone hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, good. So thank you, Marianne, for the opening.
Thank you very much.
Introducing me.
From you.
Okay. So, I mean, we can see the advent of technology. They are good, but sometimes we have issues again. So you can imagine the leader himself is knocked out by his network. But I really appreciate the study group for management still holding it up for this event. So we will be having the presenter also joining us almost immediately, I think, before I finish my opening remarks. So for people that are not SPE member, just to start with that, if you like to be an SPE member, you can drop your name and email address in the comment section, and the membership team will be able to pick it and, of course, get back to you. And for those that are already SPE members, it would be nice if you can join any of the groups so that you can really benefit. It's a lot of discussions going on about what is happening in the energy industry generally, and that you can really benefit from. We have 8 of them, and this is just one of them, which is the management. We have other ones, other technical ones, reservoir, HSC, production, data analytics, and so on and so forth. So the topic for today is succinct, and in fact is something everyone will benefit from. Everyone. So this is not a matter of, no matter your profession or anything, you need emotional intelligence. And that's why today's one is the necessity for the development of emotional intelligence in the organization, at least for maximum efficiency. So we may have some emotional intelligence, but this one they are saying for maximum efficiency. So we'll be having a lead presenter, veteran presenter, and I think if they read the citation, you'll be able to see what we are talking about. I think this is a very good benefit for members of SPE alike, even though we have other people joining us also. But there's a lot of discussion going on this just before today, and in fact after today also. So it doesn't stop here. So most of the things that will happen, I think, Simeon, you already have the link to the YouTube on the comment section. Is that correct?
I can't copy it, but it's easily, you can just copy it from the YouTube, where you see the YouTube.
Okay, so Marianne, you can put the link to our YouTube channel on the comment section. Just put the link there. So if they click the link to the YouTube's channel, it's easier for them to see the live events going on. So it's simultaneously, okay, good. So it's already there. So it's going on YouTube simultaneously and at the same time on Zoom. So I would not like to waste too much time, but I would want to wish everyone a very good deliberation after the presentation, of course, and after the study group discussion. Kindly put your comments, questions in the chat zone, and of course, to be dealt with. Remember, this should be as much interactive as possible. It's a discussion. This is not one of those technical presentations, so to speak, we do. Our study groups are like discussion. So we discuss it, and then eventually, if we have key points to take on, we could use this, of course, to maybe engage the authorities. But the primary thing is also for our members to continue to have some of these soft skills for maximum efficiency at the place of work and the places they are interested with alike. So thank you very much, everyone. I will also be part of this, and I wish everyone a useful deliberation today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Section Chair. I would like to recognize the presence of the speaker who joined during the opening remarks by the Section Chair. You're very welcome, sir. So next on the item, I would like to introduce our moderator for today. He's not just a moderator, he's also the team leader for this study group. So I would like to go to
Bring me my charger.
Okay. Simeon.
Yeah.
Please first mute the moderator. He just joined.
Okay.
Yes. So I would like to introduce our moderator. He's not just the moderator, but also the team leader for this study group. So I will go through his citation because today we will be having a very important event. So the speaker will be coming from the aspect that he's a trainer in emotional intelligence. And when we start, you get to understand what I'm saying. And we also have our moderator who will give us practical instance on this because he's also on a managerial level too. So I'll go through his citation briefly. Engineer Alexus Akwebu is a 1919 petroleum engineering graduate of University of Benin, Benin City, Nigeria. He has been tutored, grounded, and experienced in the operation and administration of oil and gas businesses at a global level for almost 30 years. He is also an alumni of French Institute of Petroleum, IFP, Paris, France, where he was trained in petroleum economics and assets management. He is also an alumni of Ashridge Business School, United Kingdom, where he studied managing people for success and of the enterprise. He has attended several and many technical management courses in the USA, UK, France, UAE, and Nigeria. He is a certified continuity manager by the National Institute of Business Continuity Management, USA. He is a fellow of the Nigerian Study Society of Engineers, which was conferred on him in January 2015. He is currently the president, CEO of Ocean Quest Petroleum Nigeria Limited, an indigenous oil and gas marginal field development company with headquarters in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, Nigeria. His vision of starting this company is to close the knowledge gap existing in the local industry and to assist in bringing to full stream stranded oil and gas reserves considered uneconomical to profitably produce. Before joining Ocean Quest, he has worked and retired from the services of Total E&P Nigeria Limited based in Port Harcourt after almost 20 years of service. He started as a reservoir engineer and progressed to venture management coordinator. He was a technical assistant to EGM Technical Services and also the Business Continuity Planning, BCP, project manager for affiliates of Total Upstream Company in Nigeria at retirement. Prior to joining Total, Alexis has worked for Chevron Nigeria Limited as senior petroleum engineer from May 1993 to October 1998. Texaco's Overseas Petroleum Company Unlimited as fuel production engineer between March 1992 and April 1993. Dowell Schlumberger Nigeria Limited as laboratory engineer from August 1991 to February 1992. Shell Petroleum Nigeria Limited as industrial trainee from 1988 to 1989. Engineer Alexus was a guest speaker at Next Generation Oil and Gas NGOG Summit in Accra, Ghana in September 2012. Before and after then, he has attended and participated in several oil and gas conferences all over the world, amongst which is the famous OTC in Houston, Texas, the biennial oceanology conferences in London, United Kingdom, offshore energy conference in Amsterdam, and several of Society of Petroleum Engineer conferences in Nigeria, UK, and USA. Please join me as I welcome the moderator and the team lead for this study group for his welcome address. Thank you very much. Over to you, Engineer Alexus.
Thank you very much. I want to say welcome to everyone, and I apologize for starting this meeting late. On my side here, I'm bedeviled with network issues, and I'm sure that people are having some other programs, but that notwithstanding, I am convinced
Hello.
that we'll all have a wonderful time this evening. May I invite the section chairman?
Okay, he's back.
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Are you hearing? Do I repeat myself, please?
And you went off before.
Okay, it's the network where I am. I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has made out time to participate in this program. I want to trust God that you are going to have a wonderful time with us and that you are going to enjoy every minute of your stay in this study group. I want to apologize once again for starting the meeting late. On my side here, I have a very serious network issues, and I want to trust that it has been overcome. Without wasting much time, I want to appreciate the speaker for being available, and I also want to welcome the section chairman to take his opening remarks. The section chairman, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Marianne already passed through that while you were having issues with the network. So I already gave the opening remarks. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So Marianne, can you introduce the moderator?
She has done that.
Thank you very much,
She has done that.
So we move to the next item, which is the introduction of our keynote.
Okay. Okay.
So we'll be introducing our keynote speaker, and I will go.
Read the citation.
Hello.
Can you go ahead and read the citation, please?
Yes, we can hear you.
So I'll briefly go through the citation of our speaker today in person of Dr. Ayo Adeyemi. Dr. Ayo Adeyemi is an international trainer and speaker, a marketing and human resources consultant with close to 2 decades of providing quality and excellent support services to many businesses across various sectors of the economy. He is the CEO, Lorach Consulting Limited, and publisher, Business Quotient Magazine. Formerly worked as registrar, CEO of National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, head, Client Services Manager, TOA Security and Asset Management, member of NSE and United African Company of Nigeria. He is a faculty member and resource person for Faith Foundation, Chartered Institute of Personal Management, National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, NIMN, Tony Emelu Entrepreneurial Foundation, Emerging Young Entrepreneurs, Nasarawa State University, and Federal Ministry of Finance, NPower Project. He was awarded a professional doctorate degree in commerce and enterprise development of Liberal Bilingual University, Togo, where he bagged a master's degree in business administration from Lokode Akintola University of Technology, Ogbomosho, Oyo State. He had a postgraduate degree in marketing from Lagos State University, Ojo, Lagos State, and higher national diploma from Federal Polytechnic, Offa, in Kwara State. He is a fellow, National Institute of Marketing of Nigeria, fellow, Chartered Institute of Information and Strategy, fellow, Charter Quality Institute of Nigeria, fellow, Professional Foundation of Nigeria, full member of Chartered Institute of Personnel Management, full member, Institute of Entrepreneurs, registered member, Chartered Institute of Stockbrokers, full member, Institute of Packaging, Nigeria, Associate of Nigeria Institute of Management, member, African Franchise Institute and alumnus of prestigious Daystar Leadership Academy. He authored and co-authored a few books: Compendium of Marketing Terminologies, 10 M's of Business Successes, Leap from Employment to Entrepreneurship, Personal Productivity and Effectiveness, The Interviewer and Interview. Join me as I welcome the keynote speaker, Dr. Ayo Adeyemi, for his keynote presentation. Thank you very much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the introduction. I'm glad, I'm grateful to be part of you today. I thank you all for inviting me, and I especially recognize the chairman, the session chairman, the moderator, and all the members of this great professional association. I think this is my second interaction of recent, and the topic of tonight, I believe, is one that is not absolutely strange to us, but perhaps maybe its application is what has been kind of a bit challenging to quite a number of people, or perhaps we have not, look at it from different perspective. So tonight I'm just going to be doing the unusual. We'll be, discussing on this topic tonight from three main angles. The first one will be how it affects us as individuals, how it impacts on the next person, our colleagues, our co-workers, and the third part will be for us working as a team generally, how it impacts. And one of the things that will be emphasized during the discussion of this short period is communication, which are the bedrock of emotional intelligence. All right, so I will not be able to share my slide, but if you can do it from your hand, that's fine. Let me apologize ahead. I am not at my location actually, but I thank God the network is fine. And incidentally, I'm also in the midst of a major event, but I have given my word that I will be part of this, and that's why I have to do this. So I'll try and see how fast I can do this, and then we can get into, an exchange of ideas, or perhaps you want to call it question and answer. So quickly, I will want to, lead this discussion, which you have tagged.
So this is remaining 1%. Just go off.
Okay, so I think the study group could be doing their discussion just so that when it comes in, then it can continue from where it stops. I think he said it's raining seriously where it is. Okay, is the group leader there?
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I'm having serious network issues. I suggest that anywhere you don't hear my voice, please help to fill in.
Yeah. So the group generally you can be discussing while the presenter comes in again. I think it's out or so. Okay, so you can basically continue your discussion, Marianne and the leader and the members of the team. So we can juggle the agenda. Hello?
Hello, are you hearing me?
No, we are not hearing you, but we just add you now. Kilewi?
Okay. Can my guest do about his book?
We are not hearing you. Hello? The network is very bad today. What happened? Hello? We're not hearing anything, eh? Hello? Is any member of the group hearing me?
Yes.
Hello? Simeon, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I'm hearing you, sir. I'm hearing you, sir.
I can hear you. I can hear you too.
I'm hearing you, sir. Someone else is hearing you.
Okay, yeah, thanks. So the member of the group, you can continue, and then you continue on the other side of the agenda, and then when it comes in, it fills in its own.
Cool.
All the study group members for management, all of you cannot go out now. Hello, Alpha.
Hello.
Yes,
We can hear you now.
Okay. So please, can our guest speaker for today, can he start his message?
I think
Or is the message
it's out.
already over?
No, he is out. He's trying to log in back.
Okay. While waiting, may I occupy this space by saying that human senses, God has blessed us with some 5 senses. And when they are cracking some joke, they will talk about the 6th sense. The sense of sight, the sense of hearing, the sense of touch, the sense of taste, and the sense of smell. If someone is lacking in any of these senses, we say that person is handicapped. And if the handicap is sense of taste, then nobody knows unless you. People can only know when there's too much salt or too much pepper and they are reacting, or too much bitter, and you are not showing any sign, then they can guess that you don't have the sense of taste. If you don't have the sense of sight, it becomes very obvious. So also in today's business world and in career, you must have all your intelligence, IQ, intelligent quotient, and that is what you use in analyzing your academics and your calculus. When you get when you get 80 over 100 or sometimes 90, they say you are very intelligent because you can tie the instead person is any of these intelligences. If you are lacking in them, it may not be obvious. But when you are lacking in emotional intelligence, it becomes very obvious, and you are very seriously handicapped. Emotional intelligence governs how you relate in your family. It governs how you relate in your social club. It governs how you relate with your professional colleagues, how you relate with your boss, how you relate with your subordinates, how you relate with your wife, how you relate with the entire world. Because without your connection to the entire world, you can nothing. You need to get water from someone to drink. You need to get clothes from someone to wear. And you also generate waste for someone to pack. If your emotional IQ is not in place, you will not have the best of life. You feel left out, you feel ganged up against, and you trouble yourself with things that does not matter. But when you are gifted with emotional intelligence, I can tell you the sky is your limit. You're able to dissect your relationship with the rest of the world. You are able to measure your real value with people, and you're able to make the best of life. When you are relating with people, when you apply the right amount of emotional intelligence, then people will not think you are overbearing, neither will people think you are lacking. If you over apply yourself, people will say you're overbearing. If you don't apply yourself properly, people will think that you are not measuring up or contributing properly. But with the right measure of salt in your soup, you can enjoy your meal. With the right measure of emotional intelligence in every area, every day, every minute, every hour, you are able to be the best you can be. If you go through the speaker's slide for today, I have had the privilege of having a preview. I will not be able to present it for him, but you will discover there are several kinds of relationships. There's a relationship between IQ, there's a relationship between emotional intelligence and your personality. And a right proportion of each one at every point in time will make you a best in class at any point in time that people want to relate with. Please permit me 1 second. Let me see if I can get the speaker.
It's really raining where he is, so he's getting his network interrupted.
Okay. maybe let me try the best. Chairman, sir, do you think I can present?
Yes, you can just try and go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, please, Marianne, can you give us the next? Can you put on the slide?
Okay, so Simeon, can you stop sharing your screen? Hello, Simeon. Can you stop screen or you share the screen?
Let's go ahead. Let him share that. Let him share that. Let's go ahead.
Yes,
let him go ahead. Simeon, go ahead. Next slide. Simeon, go ahead, please. Hello.
Simeon, are you there?
Yes. Now, are you seeing the slide?
No, Simeon.
To the next slide.
Okay. Are you okay with this
slide? Now go to the next slide. Go to the next slide, Simeon. Or maybe you discontinue. Let Marianne continue. Let Marianne share her own screen.
Okay.
Simeon, can you disconnect? Marianne, can you share your own screen? Can you share your screen, please?
But it's still there. It's Marianne there.
Yes, I'm here. Simeon, please, my second device, can you make it the host? You see another Marianne. Please make it the host. Sorry.
Simeon, do you catch that?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. So please, next slide. We are talking about the necessity for the development of emotional intelligence in the organization. It is important to develop it. All forms of intelligences and all forms of capacities are in every man, but we have the responsibility to develop it. If you don't develop it, it's not going to materialize. It's not going to be useful. It will not be effective. Please move on to the next slide. Necessity. Can we mark that word, necessity, for development of emotional intelligence in the organization? Every party is responsible. Management is responsible. The individual is responsible. The supervisors are responsible to ensure that emotional intelligence is developed and properly leveraged in the workplace. Then we can all have maximum benefit and maximum work satisfaction. There are multiple intelligences. As shown, one fellow on the right has several emotional quotients developed. One fellow on the left has only IQ developed. And you could see he is only using one, like half of his brain, while the emotionally intelligent guy is using almost all the parts of his brain. Next slide. So, what is intelligence? Several experts have differed in their definition of what intelligence means. One party says the intelligence is the ability to learn from experience. Then the other one says intelligence is the ability to adapt to your surrounding environment. Now listen, in your exercise of IQ, if you do not put anything inside your brain, you will not be able to download anything. If you don't learn how to use a typewriter, you will not be able to type. If you don't learn how to drive, you will not be able to drive a car. If you have not learned how to fly an airplane, you will never be able to fly an airplane. You have to learn it. So you need to put some things in your brain. So when you're able to put those things in your brain, then you're able to recall it. And some people say that is intelligence as far as they are concerned. Then some other parties say no. Several times in life, we are confronted with many things that we don't know, and we need to adapt. You have to relate with people you don't know. You have to relate with people who are not your brothers. You have to relate with people who are not your sisters. You have to relate with people who cannot tolerate you. You have to relate with people who cannot stand your behavior. And they said your ability to be able to adapt to kind people or wicked people or nice people or people who share your kind of opinion is actually the real measurement of intelligence. So the choice is yours. You make up your mind on what you think is the right definition of intelligence. Take side. Next line. Now, experts have come up with some 6 dimensions that you can use in measuring intelligence. One, they said verbal comprehension. When people are able to, for example, that a man cannot speak English, doesn't really mean that he's an illiterate. But many of us will mistake it that everyone cannot speak English because we can speak English. Therefore, he does not know anything. That's not correct. The fact that a man cannot speak Arab doesn't mean that he doesn't know anything. In the eyes of the Arab, he doesn't know use of numbers and doesn't know anything. And the teacher told his father that this guy knows nothing. I called his son, he said, he told the teacher, he said, that cannot be correct. He called his son, he said, son, teacher, you asked him that question. Teacher asked, 2 plus 2 minus 1. What is it? The boy was looking daft. Then the man said, come here, son. If I give you 2 oranges and your mother gives you 2 oranges and you take 1 orange and give to your father, how much is remaining in your hand? He said, Dad, I have 3 oranges left. Teacher, did you see that? So it depends on how the number is presented, and it depends on how you comprehend it. If you comprehend numbers well, they say you are intelligent. If you don't comprehend it well, they say you are not intelligent. Space. How you are able to visualize things. How, for example, artists are very gifted in this. Architects are gifted in that because they have trained their mind to be able to see that. Associative memory. How you are able to play an adapting role in a situation. Your speed of perception, and then your reasoning power. They are all major dimensions of intelligence. Next slide. Now, the truth is of the matter is that we all possess emotional intelligence. We all possess EQ, IQ, intelligent quotient, and we all possess our own personality. And how we use all these 3 determines how we behave. Our inability to use them well and vice versa can also pose a serious threat on how we survive in our environment. We have more environment to change our EI. We have more ability and more opportunity to change our EI as opposed to our IQ and our personality. Now, in the diagram below, you could see that 100% of the time, we can decide to be nice. We can decide not to be nice. We can decide to be emotionally intelligent. We can decide to be dumb. And our IQ can change slightly as we become older. And our personality can increase slightly as we also become older. So there's very little latitude to change in our personality. There's also very little latitude to change in our IQ. But I can tell you, we have a very large altitude to change in our EI. Now, inability to use EI properly in the organization have made many professionals not to achieve their potential because they do not know how to relate. They do not know how to respond when some issues that demand emotional intelligence comes about. So, a scholar, two scholars have jointly defined emotional intelligence like this. Next slide. And they said, emotional intelligence is the subset of social intelligence that involves the ability to monitor one's own and others' feelings and their emotions, to discriminate among them, and to use this information to guide their thinking and actions. Next slide. Think of an emotion. Think of love or think of giving. And then these are some questions you can ask. So when adults respond, is it good or bad to show emotions in the workplace? Can we consider different cultures, how they express their emotions? Next slide. Don't miss it. EQ is the same thing as EI, emotional quotient or emotional intelligence. They are saying the same thing. There are emotions to perceive. There's an emotion to reason. There's an emotion to understand. And there's an emotion to manage. Perception, reasoning, understanding, and managing. These are the four branches of emotional intelligence. If you perceive danger, you can take time, care, on time to be serious and to avoid it. If you don't perceive danger, you walk into it. If you are able to reason it out, why people behave the way they behave, then you're able to relate with them properly. If you cannot reason it out, then you are not able to relate with them properly. If you do not understand, an example is that you are working with a female worker and you do not understand how she suddenly goes came to work and start feeling cold. Or start feeling weak. And you are not able to understand that she is in her weather. Then you are able to relate with her wrongly, misunderstand her, misjudge her. And if she's in a position to oppress you, because you do not have at different times of the month. If you also do not understand that a man is having a financial crisis or a marital crisis in his home or some communal crisis, and you are relating with him differently, if he is your subordinate, he will not deliver to you properly. If he is your superior, he may become antagonistic to you. You need to understand how to relate with people. And then the last branch of it is saying how you are able to manage this interplay, how to perceive, how to reason, how to understand, and then you manage them. You'll be able to relate with people better and understand people better. Next slide, please. The process in developing our emotional intelligence. How do we develop them from? We develop them by, of course, attending a seminar such as this and becoming aware of your emotions and aware of how to relate with people and be educated on the subject. Now, can they be learnt? Or are we born with these traits? But believe you me, we do more of learning because all of us, we are born blank. And we now begin to adapt to our environment that makes us to become what we eventually become. But as we change the environment, we need to adapt to our new environment. And you can see how it changes when you see kids debating or when you see women debating versus men. What are the benefits of emotional intelligence? Mind you, EI and EQ are used interchangeably. In the workplace, when we are all optimal in our application of EI, the work organization becomes better. We must all understand we are from different cultures, different genders, different generations, from different geographical locations, from different work pressures. If you go to a weather where everybody is hot, you may actually be burning off. If you go to a weather where everybody is normal, you may actually be chilling or be dying of cold. So we need to understand all this. EI can assist us in our work and personal environments. Now, how can EI benefit you? EI will teach you think before you speak, because you need to understand why the other party is speaking, what perspective that party is speaking from, why the party is taking such positions. Many of us burn ourselves out in the workplace arguing what we think is right, when some other persons are thinking more, are in a position to decide what is right than we are. Because what you are thinking is right may actually be wrong to management. And what you don't think is wrong is actually the right thing for management. EI also enables you to develop meaningful, long-term, long-lasting relationships. People have reacted badly to their colleagues because they feel they are right. Unfortunately for them, their colleague now rise higher than they are. Too bad. They have lost face and they wish they never reacted the way they reacted before. So because you are in a position to do something terrible to someone today, think it twice. Because if you are able to think it down, that fellow who can be in a position tomorrow, you will react differently. EI enables you to understand others. EI enables others to become more productive because you relate to them properly, they're able to give you properly. Because they used to say, action and reaction are opposite and equal. EI helps you to improve your communication style, helps you to be productive with situated conflicts. Now, there are theories of behavior types. Can I? Okay, next slide. Okay. There's the DISC model. And in the first quadrant, okay, let me start from the fourth quadrant because we call it DISC. Let's start from the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, it's saying a dominating character. They are what they achieve. I am what I achieve. I will be respected only by what I achieve. And because I believe I'm respected by what I achieve, what happens? I do everything I can to achieve. The thing that will motivate people in that quadrant is that they aspire to power and they want new challenges. They hate to fail. And because they will not fail, they will go every length to ensure they succeed. They have domineering character, they direct, and they demand. They are so forceful that they demand. And then there's other kind of character. They believe that they are successful when people see them. So they want to be able to influence, they want to be able to inspire, and they like to interact. And what is their motivation? Their motivation is that they like praise. The more you praise them, the more they spray money. The more you give them public recognition, the more they work better. And in fact, they do all they can to achieve these things. They work so hard to achieve praise, they work so hard to achieve public recognition. You see them going by all manner of titles because they believe that what people see is what they like to achieve what people can see. And what is their fear? They hate rejection, and they will do everything they can to fight rejection. Then the other people that says, I am what I contribute. So they are steady, they are stable, and they are systematic. They try to contribute. They don't care about what they get. They keep giving, and they keep giving. Then there's other people that other side that believes that what motivates them is what they're able to control. They like to be concise, and they are very cautious. They don't want to make mistake. And what happens? These fellows will almost at every point in time avoid conflict. They try not to be offended. Even when you step on their toe, they will still tell you sorry because they don't want to offend you. That's the difference. Now, I'm going to run on the next ones very quickly. The challenger. The challenger has high expectation of themselves and everyone around them. They will ask the question that needs asking, even if it makes them unpopular. And their resolute leadership style can sometimes seem overly blunt or condescending. They can ask some terrible questions because they're always in their mind. They want to challenge the status quo. Let's challenge to. They want to bring the cost down by all means. They want to improve efficiency. They want to make more profit. They want to break new grounds. The bedrock. Instead, they know what's coming next. They are modest, they are fair-minded, and will never willingly let you the winner, and will always project confidence, but they may be lacking in empathy and patience. To the needs of others, and they won't settle for friends with everyone. They are always approachable and generous. They value collaboration and they tend to avoid conflict. The peacemaker. Please, is the speaker around now or is he locked out? Am I communicating? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, sir. You are communicating. We can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So the peacemaker. The peacemaker values sincerity and dependability and is always there to listen and support others. Though they may appear overly cautious at times, they are open to all sides of an argument. They can always be relied upon to find a win-win situation, a win-win solution. The technician, they are cautious. The technician is reliable and even take unnecessary risk and want to focus on getting the job done right. The risk taker. The risk taker, the name suggests, is as natural when it comes to taking bold actions to achieve the most exciting victories. They are often passionate leaders and may feel stifled and frustrated by more conservative and cautious environments. I'm sure as we are reading this, you are discovering yourself. The collaborator, a natural born team player. The collaborator is always eager to get everyone working together to achieve their is a key, and they work hard to avoid upsetting others. Okay. I'm an enthusiast. Okay, the enthusiast is a social butterfly, always happiest when gaining popularity and the approval of their peers. They are energetic and expressive, and especially skilled and building networks. They want to go to when you need someone who knows someone. This next slide. Fast-paced seeker is always looking for new opportunities that will result in quick wins. They are charming but easily bored and always ready to stretch the boundaries of what's normally done to achieve the best results. The analyst. Thank you. Being accurate is what drives the data-focused analyst. They won't be swayed by emotion or pressure and can be difficult to get to know as they show personal restraint that hides their reaction and feelings. The next slide, please. We look at the theory of behavior. Their character of persons with dominant behavior and what you need to do to work with them. Next slide, the influencer. These are the characteristics of the influencer. And these are the things you need to do to work with them. The steadiness. See what you do with them. Next slide. Compliance, the persons who like to be compliant. And those are the things they need to do. Maybe we look at that. For the compliant, they emphasize working with circumstances to ensure quality and accuracy. They like to comply, as their name suggests. What are their tendencies? They pay attention to standards, they pay attention to details, and they have analytical thinking. They are motivated by clearing defined performance expectations. They are motivated by quality, they are motivated by accuracy, and they value that a lot. You need to understand their fears. They don't like people criticizing, they don't like to be shabby. What you will notice about them, their behavior is cautious, they are precise, they are diplomatic, and they are very, very restrained. What are their limitations? They are indecisive because they need more data. And to work well with them, you must support their goals in writing. You must list the advantage and alternative to propose plans. You tell them you want to achieve this, you must give them the alternatives. You must allow time to verify their works when making a decision, that their plans will not work for decision making. You must be organized and systematic and precise when you are dealing with them. You must stick to facts and figures, and you must send information in advance of meeting. Communication and emotional intelligence. Okay, it's like I need to stop here because the slide is flipping faster than I can cope with. I'd like to stop here. So I encourage you, please be aware, develop self-awareness, be self-regulated, be motivated, be empathic, and develop your social skills and your relationship management skills. And in developing your self-awareness, there are some stuff that have been put there, some checklists you need to check on. How you can regulate yourself, how to develop empathy, how to manage relationship, and how to start your journey as a superstar in emotional intelligence. And some takeaway is that you have some guidelines in acquiring a new skill in EI. Create awareness from yourself. Find someone who is good at that skill. Watch them practicing their skill. Engage them and learn their approaches. Practice doing it yourself. You can see guidance when necessary. Ask for feedback. Then practice until it becomes your habit. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you very much, engineer. Hello.
Hello, I hope I'm not provoking my
Thank you very much, Engineer Alexus, who is speaker. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you for taking the place of our speaker. So we'll just take some few questions. While waiting for the speaker, we spent a lot of time, so we'll just take few questions, and the
Is he
question and
back?
section will be moderated by one of us, Madam Ngozi. Hello, ma. Please, are you still on the call?
Yeah, good evening. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, ma, we can hear you. So you can moderate this section for us. Thank you, ma.
Okay. All right. Okay. So thank you very much for the delivery. So we'll dive straight into the questions. If you have more questions, you can post them on the chat. But while we're waiting for more questions to be posted, please, one question that was asked is, what really distinguishes EI from other intelligence in simple terms? Did you get the question? Hello? Hello? Hello?
We can hear you.
Okay, so
You can hear me?
yeah. So
Please, I didn't hear the question.
What really distinguishes EI from other intelligence in simple terms? So, like you talked about IQ, EQ. So somebody is asking, what's the major difference between EI and other intelligence?
Okay, the difference is that EI, you can change your EI almost every minute. You can adapt very easily, but you cannot change your IQ overnight. You see what I mean? You cannot change your personality very easily, but you can change your IQ. In other words, you are noisy. You can just pretend to be dumb, and anybody seeing you will think you are dumb. You are not dumb. You are just pretending. So EI EI has a lot of pretense. You can actually be a gluttony, and you are in the party where your in-laws are, and you decide not to eat. You're actually exercising an EI. You are hungry, but you have to control yourself. But the others, if you are not good in mathematics and they put a mathematics question, it will show. If you cannot speak Collaborator language and they speak Collaborator language to you, you can respond. You can't respond. But if you can speak English, you can decide to learn how to be oratory in English. Am I making sense? EI, you can change. EI, you can change, and you can change this as many times as you can. Somebody who cannot jump, but if the lion is coming, the fear of being eaten up will make him jump a high fence. Somebody who cannot fight, but I can tell you, when it is time to be robbed, he can actually fight as if he's a warrior, if his life is threatened. So with EI, you can change several times in a day. In one place, you look like a dancer. In the other place, you look very rigid.
Okay, thank you very much.
Intelligences you can't change very easily. They are more rigid.
Thanks a lot for this explanation. I think the next question still ties into that, and that's what's the direct role of EI in IQ?
Okay. You know that if I give you an example, if there is war and people know that you are bold or you are skilled in shooting a gun, and you know you are going to be put in the war front, you may actually pretend that you cannot shoot a gun. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
If there is discussion or negotiation with some, let me not use this. It's not a good example. Let me not use it. I wanted to talk about union and management. It's not a good example to use. So when people know that you are bold and you can talk, they might actually confront you with your MD and you go there and talk and you become the victim for everybody. You see what
Hello.
I mean? So there are some times when you manipulate.
Okay.
I could see somebody. I could see that somebody posted that it seems IQ supersedes EI supersedes every IQ. Believe you me, that is why you can see dunces in high positions, and why the superstars are always crawling below their dreams. EI is what makes a cleaner to become an MD. When accountants are in one corner roasting away.
All right. So, do you think our emotions, another question that came up is, do you think our emotions are largely influenced by our beliefs or culture?
Yes.
Okay. Other participants can contribute. So the questions are not only for Engineer Alexus.
In Nigeria today, the youth and they went to protest. If that those who do not have the sense to think it through, and those people begin to react and they swallowed up that beautiful ideal. And today they said in Nigeria, for example, when people of all races, when billionaires, in people like these superstar singers came out to say, no, our country cannot continue like this. They are billionaires, but you know, their billions is what nothing if the environment is not good. They came out to protest. But what happened? Those who knows that their position will be swallowed up had to play on other kind of cards to be able to swallow up that struggle. So our emotion is very our culture actually affects our emotions. If we're in a culture where we think another culture is dominating us, even though they are saying what is right, we will never accept it because it's the other party that is saying it, because we resent those kind of human beings coming from that culture.
So someone is asking, don't you think that emotional intelligence makes one manipulative?
Of course, that is the idea.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence is actually manipulative. Manipulate your environment to become what you want. Yes, it's actually manipulative. Yes. It's not witchcraft, but it's actually manipulative.
Okay. All right.
Ever gone to a relative's house and you shout on a child? The child will run away from you. But smile at the child and the child will come close to you. And what do we teach our children? When visitors come here and smile at you, don't accept it, because they can actually use it to extract information from your home. How many of us have taught our children not to accept things from people? Because with children are easily swayed and manipulated. You see what I'm saying? That's the idea.
Okay, so the final question on the chat is, does EQ define leadership position?
EQ does not define leadership position, but it helps you to occupy leadership position. You do not want to take someone who is noisy and give him a secret to hold. You will never be able to, for example, let me give you this, as they would normally say. You cannot give your egg to someone who, or an expensive item to someone with too much anger. If you give him your egg to hold, on his way and somebody offends him, he will defend his ego by cracking your egg to express his anger. Imagine someone you give some millions of naira to go and deposit in a bank, and he goes and he saw two people fighting and he decided to stay and enjoy the wrestling bout. I'm not sure you want to give such a person money to go and pay into the bank for you.
Okay.
You
Then
won't trust your secret to, you won't trust your secret to a talkative. You won't trust your money to a spendthrift. Neither will you allow a haughty person or easily angered person to hold something very precious for you.
okay, so another question. Do you think AI is not dangerous in some ways?
AI is about adapting. When it is cold, you adapt to cold. When it is hot, you adapt to hot. How is it dangerous apart from saving your life and making you achieve your potential? It is not dangerous. In fact, it is very, very safe. If we all practice AI in the world, the world will be a happy place. AI teaches you patience. AI teaches you perseverance. AI teaches you there will be tomorrow, even if you lose today. It teaches you resilience. It teaches you endurance. It teaches you perseverance. It tells you the oppressor today will live tomorrow, and someday you'll be the oppressor, and you keep going on. It tells you that your wicked boss will not be there forever. You tolerate him and you keep going on.
Okay, so thank you very much. You've responded to all the questions. The conversation doesn't end here. We'll continue with more questions and more talk on emotional intelligence. So, Mary Ann, over to you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Ngozi. Thank you very much, Engineer Alexis, for your response. Thank you very much to everyone. So permit me to acknowledge the members of this group. So we have our moderator and also the speaker too, because he sat in for the speaker in person of Engineer Alexis Akwebu, FNS. We also have Madam Moses Okonkwo, who is here, who moderated the question and answer section too. So we have Mr. Moses Alom, who is a member of this group too. We also have Ibianga Osukwo. We have Randy Enyi, Victor Emma, Dr. Abasi Ubong Alex Udofia, and my humble self, Mary Ann Augustine. So we are members of this management technical study group, and all of this was put together by every member of this group. Thank you very much for joining us for this section. And next on the item is closing remarks. So we'll have a closing remarks from the team lead in person of Engineer Alexis.
Okay, have we talked about the book, about the speaker's book?
So it's still part of your closing remarks, sir.
Okay, please, can you project his book? Our guest speaker have written a book, and the title is very interesting, and it's saying, "Take that leap." And in that book, he shows us proven strategies from transitioning from employment to entrepreneurship. It's a book that all of us must read. Whether you are doing a lucrative job today or you are doing a job that is not lucrative, just think about it. On your lucrative job, one day you must retire. Organization fortunes may change. Organization may be repossessed by some other persons with different ideas on how to run the organization. Your job may be very, very needed in your organization tomorrow, and tomorrow may become obsolete and unnecessary. So this book is a must read for everybody. the employment space may not take everyone, even though you are very brilliant. You now realize that some employers or whoever is interviewing want some character and behavioral traits that you may not have. It's not that you are not good, you are good. But he needs someone who speaks his language, or he needs someone who can run as he can run, or he needs someone who is slower, or someone who is, all manner of things comes in. So employment is, entrepreneurship is something we must all embrace at some point. As they will say, your job is JOB, just over broke. Being poor is a passing over opportunities repeatedly. This book will teach you on how, give you principles on how to leap from that your employment into entrepreneurship.
Hello.
It's not yet published, but if you pre-order, you can get it much, much cheaper. Can somebody tell me what the price is? Do we know?
Okay, so the price was not disclosed to us, but you can contact him. He has a website. I actually went through the website. His phone number is there, www.ayodemi.com. So his contact is there and other of his articles too.
Okay. So please, let's do the best we can. The fellow we are talking about here is a very, very supportive member of our section, and he attends to us whenever we call him, and he does not charge us any honorarium. So please, let's make well to patronize this book.
I don't know if you will permit me to just say a word on this.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so it will also be nice. You have the email addresses of all the registered participants. So when you are sending your survey, you can include just this page to them, just in case they also like to pre-order. So I also put on the comment section, just for information, but that section 103 will engage you offline. We would like to procure some of them because we run an entrepreneurship structure system for our graduating students, the best of them, and also for our YPs, the best of them. So that eventually when we do this first quarter next year, we can also use these books as one of the things we're going to give to them, besides the other packages that we have. So we'll engage you offline to ensure we procure some for Section 103. Thank you.
And in fact, I'm going to order for 20 copies of these books for as souvenir for sharing to some persons I know that will be good that this subject we do well for.
Okay. So thank you very much for your support. Thank you, Section Chair. Thank you, Engineer Alexus. So, Section Chair, do we have any closing remarks from you?
Basically, as you know, I think I've done the opening remarks. I just leave it for the group leads to do the closing remarks. The only thing is just to mention our other activities. We'll see having about two study groups that we'll do next week, which is the gas and also production operations. On November 19th, also, we are having our distinguished lecture, which the lecturer is from France. Unfortunately, we have to have him through Zoom because he couldn't make it, of course. So we have it through Zoom, and just watch out on all our social media spaces, our website, and so that you can connect with us, register for the event. It promises to be a very, very good one, very, very good one. So I think basically that is it. And for those that have indicated interest to be members of Section 103, please, I want the membership team to contact them ASAP so that we can bring them on. Thank you for all you have done. And then we continue to discuss this on all our social media spaces. I'm very sure the recording also will be sent to all the registered participants, and it doesn't end here. So the next time again for the presentation from this group will be in January. Thank you very much for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Section Chair. So I don't know if any member of the group, the study group, would want to say something. So you can indicate by raising your hands up. And okay, so in the absence of any comments, continue to follow us on our social media handles. So we have our Instagram, you can follow us on Twitter, you can visit our website, follow us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and you can also reach us via mail, spephc@gmail.com. So continue to connect with us and we'll keep you posted on our other events. So we will just have the closing prayer by any volunteer so that we can wrap up this event. Thank you very much for joining. So I'll just go ahead with the closing prayer. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Father, we thank you for a successful section. Thank you for the insights you gave to our speaker who was able to deliver this to us. Thank you for us, the listeners too. And we ask you to give us the grace and knowledge to continue to exhibit all that we have learned today. Continue to see us through and guide us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you very
everybody.
much for joining.
Have a good night.
And
Thank you.
we have come to the end of this event. Thank you.
Okay, we can snap pictures.
Thank you, management group. Good night. Have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Please, let's snap picture. Let's snap picture. I think I skipped this part. Please, let's snap picture. So just on your, enable your video. Please enable your video. Okay.
And your picture will show there now.
Simeon?
I will show
I don't
you
know
the
if you have a shot, but I have a shot already.
Okay.
Are you snap picture now?
Are you taking the picture?
Yes, I have. Thank you very much.
I didn't use my photo snap now. I used to snap the now screenshot.